If there has to be a really huge modern problem in today's day and age, that has to be our world getting distorted through social media and just social media in general. The internet is also a factor, but social media is the huge factor. And that's a really huge component when it comes into relationships and to trying to go ahead and get girls. A lot of you guys are good enough to go ahead and approach a girl, to go ahead and ask out a girl, and there's so much bad ego stuff like into it in today's day and age that people don't want to go ahead and do it because they don't want to make a girl go ahead and feel good about themselves if they go ahead and turn you down. But now, if you're able to go ahead and cold approach a girl and say, yeah, like you're interested in her, like that is doing something arguably good for the world, and that is also doing for terms of guys as well. If you see a guy really staying consistent in the gym, just going over compliment and saying, yeah, bro, I respect you staying consistent in the gym, man. Like that's inspiration. Like those are small things that we just don't do in general. But social media just really has ruined trying to go ahead and get girls in the first place. You think about stuff like the hub, and that also really ruins just how you go ahead and view women in general. A lot of the girls that you're smacking and stuff on there are girls that are really kind of rare to go ahead and find in public, and that in their looks and their body. And it really takes away from what you actually find attractive in a girl. And there's plenty of good looking girls out there. And a lot of us don't take the opportunity with them because we're questioning, like, is that the girl that we want? It kind of messes up our standards in with wanting girls with big booties and big racks. And that is not all in a girl. And social media and the internet in general has really made us hypersexual, and that the first thing that we see with a girl is her potential in the bed. Like it's what she could bring first in the bed, then a relationship later. It's her personality later. That is the first thing that a lot of us think, because yeah, we're addicted to the hub. And even if you don't really watch the hub in general and you really watch more I would say watch, you probably just images off of Instagram, like Instagram models, it really messes up your point of view in life. And since a lot of us, like, since you're not getting results, you try online dating apps, and online dating apps aren't the best. Why? Because a lot of guys on there are not thinking with their right head, and they're swiping right on pretty much any girl that they could get. And it's just a way just to go ahead and smash. And I view online dating apps as being something that we're kind of lost, like no sense of direction, like in our life. Like we're afraid to go ahead and approach girls. We're afraid to go ahead and start conversations. We're afraid to go ahead and be social. There is no excuse. Yeah, I'm an introvert or wherever it is. Like I am someone who would really struggle with social anxiety, really, really bad, back then during my high school days. Like to a point where I had crushes. I had no idea what their faces looked like. I someone who thought I had Down syndrome because how bad my social skills was. And that is not an excuse to go ahead and use online dating apps. Yes, online dating apps was a way for me to go ahead and get on my first date ever. Yes, that was a great opportunity to go and help me get some experience. But the years prior to that, the years prior to me being on online dating apps, I was only going on there for validation. And social media really ruins our sense of trying to go ahead and get validation, because when you see Instagram accounts, you see the peak moments of the person's life. You see the top of the top. And you kind of feel like that you not being on that level, that you need to go ahead and seek approval, so you feel like that you're on that level. And there's a lot of validation traps. And since we believe that we're deprived of validation, validation is something that you just need to go internal within yourself. You need to go within. And if there's any pinpoints in your life where you feel like you didn't get validation, what really helped me, and I've been really making a lot of improvements with this, is that me doing a visualization completely in silence. And the visualization was me practically going back in my life, the past situations where validation was something that was deprived. For example, I got bullied in third grade, right? I'm saying that on here. Let's say my other scenario. Growing up in my childhood, a lot of my closest friends, like my first really friendly friend group, like in my neighborhood, really two close friends was me, a girl, and another guy, right? And the two people that are older than me, and the friend group out of all three of us, they're both older, like 2 years older than me, and they were more so having like they're more so they're making out, they're smashing and stuff like that. Like, and bro, that was when I was like 10 years. That was like not 8, 9, 10, 11 years old for me, and they're only like 2 to 3 years older than me. So that's for them like 12, 13, 14, smashing, making out, and that's because I also the the environment that I grew in, I grew up, I'm in the hood, right? I'm not in the best of places, and unfortunately, there's a lot of scenarios for why people are over here in the first place, and influences are not the best over here, and yeah, that was something I was really deprived of validation. Those are scenarios where I was really deprived of validation. I went internally into that, and I visualized them accepting me, and that has really helped me. I know that sounds crazy, but that has really helped me. But really going back to social media, we're it's like things like look maxing, things like black pill, red pill, like oh, it's all incel terms. And the overall story with social media is that it puts a huge barrier from what is actually the real life. Of course, the internet, it's a part of life. It's a part of this world. You can't say in the real world, because the internet makes the world, right? It makes decisions in the world. It makes people do things in the world. And if you're chronically online, chronically on social media, those viewpoints determine how you go ahead and view life, man. It's so crazy that we spend more time in the virtual world, more in the real world, and we need to spend more time in the real world, the present world. And we get down, we go down so many paths of consuming the rage bait, seeing the terrible relationships, seeing how a girl is gonna cheat on you, seeing a red flags and all this stuff. There's so much information out there that it's actually making you more stupider. it's making your life actually much more harder. Those things, if you have never seen those things, you probably have way much more progress in being able to go ahead and talk to girls. And the problem is you're consuming way too much content, you're consuming the wrong content, and you're consuming it constantly. Like you don't need to be watching these videos about modern women. Like all that's so stupid, man. And especially if you're consuming the comments as well, it completely drains you, man. Especially, for example, insecurities like height. Like you go in the comment section and you see some guys say, "Oh yeah, the average height in my area is 6'1". Now you go ahead and feel like, man, like you as a man, like, dude, like I'm not that, right? I'm 5'6". Like I'm not 6'1". And you go out into the real world and you feel like nothing, right? You have so much low self-esteem about yourself. It's because you're consuming so much things online, and arguably social media is making dating way much more harder than what it is. It's making it to go ahead and get a girl way much more harder than what it truly is, because it's putting way much more barriers in front of you. Realistically, I did not need to consume the thousands of hours of dating content that I have consumed to go ahead and ask out that crush that I had back in high school. I did not need to consume zero amount of it. The only thing I needed was some balls to go ahead and say, hey, I like you. Let me go ahead and get your Instagram or number. Or just start a conversation where that's all I needed to do. But I got stuck watching the 7 signs, does she like me? Going down the look maxing path, believing that I need to be making 6-figure income, that I need to be super ripped, that I need um, crazy status. No, bro, I just needed some balls. That's all I needed, and that's probably what you need as well. And we, the internet, the social media world just really distorts our world and really gives us a negative view of what the world actually truly is. And there is no need to have that negative view. And that negative view is really harming you, man. And I'm not saying to go ahead and quit social media. I'm saying just to go ahead and consume less, less, less. And not to really, if you get that feeling of you're comparing yourself, that you're missing out on life, that you feel incompetent in life, then it's your time to go ahead and take a break from social media. We're at a point where we don't take breaks on social media. We don't take breaks on the internet. Like we need some breaks. Like we need, like, there's going at least a day, a week without social media could drastically make a huge impact. Or even going, what, 20 minutes less a day while social media, they can make a huge impact upon your mental health. I know it's gonna be boring. I know you might not be doing anything, but you will end up feeling way much more better. Peace.